Welcome to Take It from the Ironwoman. My name is Susanne Müller, your host and the Ironwoman. This podcast is about empowering yourself and others to make real changes in the world. Take It from the Ironwoman. We only meet special guests. Today we go to Gloria. We've known each other from our Marymount times, from the Columbia University times. These were the good times where we were learning and growing and obviously also reinventing, which is what Gloria is doing now. So welcome, Gloria. Introduce yourself a little bit. Who's Gloria who's going to join us today?
Hi, Susan. We've had many years of great adventures. Over the years, we've both have gone through many of experiences and reinventing ourselves. I've always loved my hats, my collection of hats, which is, I took the time to inventory, trying to look at the skills I have after having a life change with family, work. I said, okay, what am I going to do now? I love my hats and I love helping people. It all worked into my program of 3 C's: caps, coffee, and conversation, and a website called Hats in Time. We all wear many hats, and that brought together the whole metaphor of my program for a life coach. And I'm got like 6 blogs actually posted once a month. I feature a hat and I feature a book that I'm currently reading that maybe would inspire others to start thinking about where they are thinking about to go to the future.
Maybe tell the listeners a little bit. Have you always worn hats? Obviously, since I've known you, Gloria is the lady with the hats, and she has a hat for every single situation, occasion, and it always looks perfect.
Yes, hats have always been my way of connecting to people. Interesting enough, when I was researching my blog and where to begin, I found a photo of myself and my sister in my first hat, which was a cowboy hat. If you go to my website, you'll see myself about 2 years old wearing my first cowboy hat. Yes, when I started in business and that became my trademark, hats always made me feel, okay, I'm ready for the world now. That's going to give me the confidence. I feel good. A hat was just completion of my outfit. We all have our identity, and hats were mine. They were my joy. No matter what happened in life, I was happy with wearing my hats. Yeah. So that's my story with hats. It's continuing.
It should not end. When I think of you, it's about the elegance and the trying out new things with the different hats. For the listeners, how many hats do you have?
I have a collection right now of 260 hats, and I live in a 1-room New York City apartment. So I'm very fortunate to have storage. I have a lot of shelves, a lot of hat boxes, and actually I have a hat tree, which rotates with spring and winter. Yes, I can just choose a hat right off my hat tree.
It almost seems like 260 hats is like a hat per each day, even though we have 365 days. But when you think like maybe some of the days you don't go out, you have a hat for every single occasion.
Yes, I do. I have all different caps and fedoras and berets and fedoras. And I've got the fancy wide rim ones for weddings. I've got the ones with the small 1940s hats with like the pillbox look, or I've got the velvets. I got one that's actually straw with the net. And when they first had the automobiles and they had to protect themselves, I do have quite a number of collectors from Mr. John, and I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but I actually enjoy it. And I do feature one in my blog, and they all seem to have a history of where I've gotten them. The one that I just recently got that I'm so excited about is my opera hat. It's actually a top hat that collapses, and I have it in the original box. I was very happy to get that one.
Where do you get those?
That's a very good question, because my friends all know I wear hats, and they go someplace, they'll send me a hat for my birthday, for Christmas. And then one of my friends broke up an estate and she didn't know what to do with the hats. And I do have a small head. And ironically, all of the 47 hats I got from that estate fit my head except for the top hat. But I do feature that one in my program. You can see that. That's like hats off to you.
Tell us a little bit about your program. It's a 3C.
The 3Cs is really, let's meet, let's put our caps on, let's get working, let's have some coffee, and let's have a conversation, get to know each other and what your thoughts are, where you're headed, what keeps you up at night. Help that person find a path out of their confusion, or maybe plant a seed and have them think about a different way of looking at where they are now, or providing a resource. My program begins with just the caps. Okay, this was cute. It was a baseball cap, which I only own one. That is the one from Colombia, because I did a fundraiser. The next one is, now that we got it working, let's reflect and see how we can move forward. The beret is reflection. That's a time to kind of reflect on things. Then I got the fedora, which is always a business hat. Let's get down to business. Of course, I have a fancy fedora with velvet and a plume for let's celebrate. I have to celebrate the goals, your interim goals. Let's celebrate something that worked well that you were looking forward to. Mm-hmm. And then when you meet your goal, that's where the top hat comes off. Hats off to you. That is how I've worked with people over the years. I've been acknowledged for my thoughts and ideas. And I said, this is really what I enjoy doing. This is really what I am good at. I help try to not fix it or find solutions, but help someone unravel where they might not think they could be, or give them inspiration to be that.
Maybe put a different hat on. Sometimes we're so stuck in one situation. If you put on a more colorful hat or more playful hat, life gets easier. I talk about lipstick. Put on the lipstick and you feel and look better. The hat also makes a huge difference.
Oh, yes. It's so interesting. I can maybe wear a hat today, but then tomorrow I feel in a different mood and I get different inspirations. Different people react to different hats when I'm in the street. I get into conversations and then a little butterfly moment came in and I said, okay, that was a good day with this hat. Then I choose a different hat. Someone else likes that hat's better when you're walking around or talking to people. So you're very right. Hats bring opportunities, and New York City is filled with people on the streets. And I'm always stopped. Oh, I like that hat. You look like you were in France today. Or that's a fabulous hat. You look like you're going on a picnic. Or so you get a lot of comments. That begins a conversation. And those are fun conversations. And those are conversations that people not only remember, but then they make them happy that day. Maybe that small interaction led them somewhere else. I know it leads me all over the place.
Yeah, that's inspiration. What do other people say about your journey? I know this has been a long journey and with 260 hats, but it's always interesting what other people say about you.
Yes, that is very humbling. An individual, through talking and conversation and my life coach work, met her goals. And that was Caroline. Caroline had just moved to New York City, single again, building a business, was living in a rented room. And I met her at a local diner through one of the waiters' introduction. After we started talking and finding her way in New York to make money. She was an actress. She held SAG-AFTRAs. We discussed and I suggested casting and background work, renewing. That's what she picked up the ball and did. She was thinking about New York was expensive. Where else could she go? After she was here, she worked through all of her legal questions with building a business in a foreign country. She got to the point where she was building confidence that she could do this. Well, she ended up moving to Mexico, got a great little apartment studio with her business at the moment, which was a kind of a staffing. And she found that being in this one place in a small studio in Mexico, she was able to actually build her business. She was actually able to work through Zoom. That encouraged her to take this job in Mexico City, which you try things that didn't work. But meanwhile, she decided Mexico City is a possible option. Other than New York, she liked the big city and she liked the culture and the activity. And just walking out your door and you've got the conveniences. She actually signed a lease on an apartment there and it's working for her. And to have that feeling that you were part of this growth and getting her to confidence and working through what needed possibilities and brainstorming. She's there. She's excited. She's building her business and lovely place she's in. Even though her dream is to come back to New York, this is a great interim. She's saving money.
That's a wonderful success story. And you're part of her journey. You can actually help each other and you both can follow each way of success and also growing and learning. From the testimonial of Caroline, we can read, I wouldn't have had the confidence to make such a bold lifestyle change without Gloria's advice and support.
Yes. After that, I just felt that this is really what I enjoy doing. I like inspiring and helping and wearing a different hat, whether it's a hat, a shirt, or an idea. That's where I'm at.
I just want to say thank you for all your insights. Hats in Time is the website, and wish you a lot of luck. And maybe you get another 100 hats. Then you have really a hat for each day of the year. Thank you so much, Gloria.
I thank you for asking me into your world. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this lovely conversation. I wouldn't have had the confidence to make a bold lifestyle change without Gloria's advice and support. Do we need to say more? Take it from the Ironwoman. We have episodes every Monday. Don't miss out. There are people with many hats, juggling. We can learn from them. We can grow with them. And make sure to download the book, Take It From the Ironwoman, Global Business Coaching with Sports Parallels. Get it in your local bookstore. Support local business. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.